Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Got my boy Alex here, longtime friend, car guy, grew up together.
8 years.
Yeah, a bunch of years. But so right now we're just kind of driving some back roads. Kind of thought this would be a good idea to kind of do like a podcast type thing, but while driving. You know, all these car people are doing podcasts, you know, just sitting on a freaking chair or whatever in a tiny ass room. But I figured, you know, get out, either, you know, take some back roads. Obviously I'm not in my vet, it'd be a little bit more entertaining, but
Definitely a lot more fun.
yeah, but we'll get there. It's just crappy weather in New York, so that's just how that goes. But yeah, so I just kind of want to do like a podcast type thing, but just in the car, just kind of rambling on about some different things. I'll just get into just a little bit of getting to know us, since, you know, this is kind of like a car type thing. We'll get into like the cars that we own first, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So obviously I've said a bunch of times, I own a 2008 C6 Corvette. I bought that when I was 18. Amazing car. I haven't really had to do anything to it. It has a Corsa exhaust on it. It has black wheels, everything that I've wanted on it already. So I just haven't really needed to do anything to it. But yeah, and then we'll get into his car.
My situation is the exact opposite. So I have a 2015 Dodge Challenger SXT, so let all the V6 jokes fly. I know they're coming. But it came in basically the opposite condition of what I wanted. Literally, like entirely.
Yeah, that's a good story in and of itself. Like so what happened was I bought my vet, and I took, yeah, like he was saving for an RT Challenger, and his parents were also interested in maybe getting, you know, paying for, you know, part of it, or the down payment or whatever. Yeah. And they weren't just gonna buy him the whole car, but they were also, you know, so they're both in the market, and they go away on an Easter trip and end up coming back.
Hometown of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, they end up coming back with like the complete opposite of what he was thinking of, but it's all right.
Oh yeah, it's a good car. Stays together. I've driven it 40,000 plus miles, and
yeah, you beat the crap out of it too.
Yeah. Give it no mercy, but
that's yeah. So I mean, at least it's like brand new. So
yeah. So I've done like cosmetic stuff.
That's good.
I don't really have the money to go into performance, nor would I want to put in the money into performance on the V6, but probably talk too loud.
I don't know, we'll find out. You have a
I've never been on camera before. Like this.
Alright, so we'll get into the next topic.
Holy shit, that was such a tangent. Oh my god.
We get into talking a little bit. It just happens, but whatever. So dream cars, you know, we talk about dream cars all the time. Car guys always are talking about dream cars. Okay, so let's just get into, should you have a dream car?
Oh man, it's kind of hard not to when you're a car guy, just because you want to like dream about that next purchase. That's true. But honestly, no, because that leaves you disappointed when you can't afford a 720S.
Well, I mean, I think, well, and then that's the point where you get into like, you know, dreams and goals and shit like that. Like, I think you just need to, you know, if you're gonna really set one down, I think if you just dedicate yourself to it, then that's something that you can really work hard towards. You know, a lot of people like just sit on their ass and, you know, are expecting this dream to come true when they're not doing anything to actually achieve it. So,
dude, you know what I was thinking the other day? All right, you were saying though.
Well, all right, so okay, so then you get into how should you lower how much like the dream car should be, like how crazy should it be? Like, should you go full 720S and have that be your dream car? Or should you make like an attainable one?
I do have an attainable dream car.
Yeah.
And right now, it's between the CTSV, the Cadillac CTSV, just because they can hold so much power. They already come stock with so much power. They got all like the amenities in it, so you can daily it, which is what I look for, honestly. Same reason why I wouldn't make my dream car an Aventador SVJ, because they got like, I mean, they probably have the softer seat option, but
I don't know.
I don't want any race oriented type stuff. Really.
True. So that's the complete opposite of mine, but we'll get into that.
What's your dream car?
Well, I mean, I think, well, I'll go back to the just like the attainable stuff right now. Like, I mean, I guess I kind of classify them a little bit differently. I think I could make like an attainable dream car, maybe more of just like a goal at that time.
Yeah.
I think having that be like a dream to you, and then just having it already be attainable, that means more than likely you could probably achieve that. So honestly, you're gonna sit on your ass and achieve that, you know, without having to do that much. And then you're gonna say, oh, well, I achieved my dreams, and think you know. Now, I mean, if that works for people, then that's fine. But I think I just have a little bit of like an opinion about making like attainable dreams and attainable goals, because I think that just doesn't make you work as hard. I think if you really want to achieve some dreams, then I think it needs to be a little bit higher caliber, just so that you can really push, you know, to achieve that and actually, you know, learn some stuff from it.
That's a solid point, actually. I don't really think about it like that.
So like an actual dream car, what would it be? Whether it's crazy or attainable or whatever you think.
My actual dream car is kind of stupid. It's the Ferrari F12 TDF. I don't know what it is about that car, but I love it. It's a Ferrari though, I know.
Yeah, you got the maintenance and all that.
Maintenance, I look like a douchebag.
No offense to all the Ferrari owners watching this video right now.
But still, yeah, no, that's definitely got to be my dream car as of right now. It's just kind of everything that I really want in a car.
I saw a picture of one on Instagram the other day. They look just amazing. It's crazy.
They sound insane too.
Yeah. I think, you know, I made a different video about this too with the FRS that I was talking about. Dream cars, as a car guy, they kind of just change all the time. And like I said, you know, I haven't found one that would almost just make me not buy anything else at the time, no matter like what new technology comes out or what. But I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be the Radical RXE.
Dude. But like, think about
RCX,
that,
whatever it is.
Yeah, RCX, I think. Like, are you gonna drive that like daily?
But it's like a dream car, so it's like, you know, whether your dream car is a daily or whether your dream car is just something completely insane and you only drive it one day out of the week, I don't know. I would probably have to drive one, obviously. Like, I've never been in one in person, but I think just as a car, like, that thing's like such a go-kart. And I love those. And that's like the coolest stuff. But
probably like the coolest Ford that ever exists, right?
Yeah, right. With the coolest EcoBoost ever. But yeah, those cars are great. That's terrible right there.
Yeah.
Go that way?
Oh, dude, we just went the opposite direction. Oh my god. I know that road. Not that.
That's a dead end road. The only reason you would know it is because of her.
Yeah. I think the main reason I remember that, because like I've only been there. There was for pictures for homecoming, and then like another 3 times. Should we not talk about this?
No, I just want to know how many times you've been to my ex-girlfriend's house.
It's not like that.
But anyways, so
the tangents keep on going.
Anyways, so wondering, you know, we're both in school, we both have to pay for school, we're both have these, you know, pretty substantially nicer vehicles, and maybe mine just a little bit nicer.
Hey.
But, you know, how are we paying for all this? Now, it's not like parents' money, you know, I'm still paying for gas, still paying for insurance.
All my parents covered, all my parents covered was the down payment.
Yeah, they just got you a down payment just for like present. So it's not that, you know, we're working regular jobs. We both work at Bed Bath & Beyond. A part-time job, like nothing crazy. We don't own the store.
Minimum wage.
Like, yeah, like minimum wage, regular, like, you know, raises if you get any for doing different things around the store. Like, just regular jobs. Yeah. And yes, we still live at home. Like, we don't have to live out on our own. Like, that's one thing that we're both blessed about. a lot of people have different situations. If you have to live on your own, obviously that costs a ton of money, and you just can't achieve that. But that just shows how achievable cars are if you really want to get into the car market.
You just got to put in the work, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean,
you just got to be able to budget yourself as well.
And I didn't really do that. I was like I said in a different video, I was looking at FRS, and I ended up with a 2008 Corvette. Yeah. That budget just kept going up. But I think if you're a car person, you have the the right mindset to look around and find a car that a really nice car within your budget range. People just look at like, oh, I only have $10,000. Let me go to the average Nissan dealership and see what I can get. Like, if you just go online, you can see. I had 13 or 16,000 in the bank when I went to go buy my first car, and I looked around, and people were telling me like Mitsubishi Eclipses and like all that crap. And I ended up getting an Audi TT with the 5-cylinder 3.2 liter, and that thing hauled. It was like 290 horsepower, all-wheel drive, super light. Like, it was a fun car.
Weighed like 10 pounds.
Yeah, except for every time that the check engine light turned on when I hit the gas pedal on the floor. But so it's like way easily accessible. So now the biggest topic we're gonna get shit for, but I'm gonna talk about it because I don't give a crap. Automatic versus manual. What's better? Preferences. Just opinions on that.
So you set me up to get shit for my V6 and to get shit for wanting an automatic over manual car. So I take automatic any day of the week, just because I tend to daily my cars. I have no self-control, so I'd have to get an automatic if it's an option. It holds power, that's always the argument, so there's that. So I can do a lot of modifications to it. But I want it for the convenience. Why would I need to prove anything to anybody by driving manually if I'm gonna enjoy the car more for myself? Exactly. If I get an automatic, like, I have nothing to prove. I'm having fun. I'm driving a car that I want to drive. Like, I just don't see why people feel that they need to prove, like, oh, I'm a car guy because I can drive manual. Yeah. Like, good for you. I could learn pretty easily myself if I wanted to. Yeah. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of nailed it on the head. Like, my C6 Corvette is an automatic as well. Like I said, I bought that when I was 18. I didn't even know how to drive manual yet. Like, just with modern cars nowadays, they're harder to find. So, like, all the cars within my family are automatic. So it's not like I could just go learn manual very easily. And I didn't really have the drive to learn it. I would love to learn it if there was a car.
I don't want to buy another car.
Yeah, like, if I got stuck with that car, putting my whole life savings into this car, and I hate manual, like, that's... It's fine, I'm probably going to edit that whole thing out anyway.
Oh, man.
But so yeah, like, I didn't just want to buy a manual car and, have to deal with that car. And, people can say, oh, ideally a manual. Like, that's cool. I don't really care. Yeah, we're not in the city, so it's like, that's not really a good excuse. Because if you're in the city, there's no reason to have a manual car. But
that's just like,
it's just, I just didn't want one. You can make the debate. Automatics are holding a lot more power nowadays. And with a manual, they're way faster than a manual. It's, do the times on it. Even like slower automatic cars can still shift at probably around the same speed that a good manual driver can shift. And that's if you're not missing a shift. That's if you're not messing up. So if you get into, one time, one race or whatever, because we don't race, we do nothing like that. But like, if, you get into some situation like that and you miss a shift, like, then you're done. So then it's your fault. I can hop in my car, have no worries, just go out, and I have, paddle shifts and stuff, so I can shift the car wherever I want. Manual drivers that say, oh, well, I can shift whenever so I can get the most power, I can do the same thing. So it's really, I think it all just comes down to preference nowadays. It's not really like one is better than the other anymore. I think it's more so just your personal preference, and I don't think there's anything wrong with either one. I love manual cars. I would love to own one.
Yeah.
It's just I've never been in the situation where I've, you know, had that opportunity. But you know, if one comes up, then sure, I would gladly get one just to learn and, you know how to drive it. But would I probably start choosing those more after that? Probably not. But like just stuff happens while you're driving. You know, you're either like going into a drive-through getting some food or whatever, and you know, I just don't want to be dealing with the manual. You know, you drive it long enough and yeah, you get used to it, it's fine, but I personally like the automatics.
Yeah, no doubt. And like, I'm not saying I don't respect manuals. Like,
Of course.
like Carrera GT is all-time great car.
Oh yeah.
All-time great.
Easy.
I definitely drive manual for that. I learned for that car.
Oh yeah. Just don't learn on that car.
Yeah.
Rip the $20,000 clutch.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. Yeah, but definitely, I'd love to own one day, but right now that's not my priority, so I'd definitely take automatic over everything.
Yeah. So another random annoying topic. I get some around here. We're in upstate New York, so it's like a heavily populated kind of more truck community over cars. And they seem to run this thing way more than others. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know exactly what you're saying. Built, not bought.
Yep, built versus bought. I mean, Rob Ferretti did a video on this too, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
I just don't understand it.
It's hilarious. I manufactured the nuts that went onto the wheels.
Yeah,
of my
exactly.
car.
Like, you went out and forged your wheels, and you know, you printed that decal that says "Built, not bought yourself." No, like you bought it. Like,
you literally purchased the sticker that advertises that you built your car.
Exactly. Like, what's the point of that?
You know,
like,
I think Street Speed, not to jump to a later topic, but I think Street Speed also made a comment about how silly that is.
yeah, probably.
In the truck community, how it's kind of a weird subject.
And like he Street Speed's completely built his car. And he doesn't advertise that like he built it instead of bought. Like, he does both, honestly. And there's no specialty versus either one. You know, I see. Yeah, you want to take pride that you know, customize your car to your personal preference, but it doesn't mean like you built the whole car. You know, do an oil change if you do, put the wheels on, put the cold air intake, put whatever you want onto it. But you didn't go to the manufacturer and build it.
I bought a Borla exhaust. I bought some rims. I basically built my entire car.
Yeah. It's a built car now.
I built it.
Yeah. No, so that's one annoying topic that I just kind of wanted to throw in there.
And it's weird, like, there's such a toxic environment in the car community, I feel like, with that type of situation.
Yeah.
That everybody's got to have a better thing than everybody else, and everybody puts in more work than others. It's like a really weird situation. But that's another topic for another day, probably.
You're always going to get those toxic people at the car meets.
Absolutely.
Happens. Alright, so the topic that everyone's probably skipped to, because I will put the times down below on, you know, what sections we're actually talking about. Street Speed 717 almost killing us. Yeah, Street Speed 717, Mike, MPA, almost killed us.
Yep.
You're gonna be wondering, like, oh my god, was he like flying on the highway? Did he like almost hit you guys? Like, no. It's actually a little different than that. I mean, it's not technical. I mean, it's his fault. It's honestly,
it's his fault. We would have been there.
Yeah.
We would have been there.
Like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have ever almost died.
Oh my god, the clickbait's real.
Alright. Enough dragging it on. So, we'll get into this. Street Speed 717. I'm just gonna say Mike. He has a bunch of call outs where he does like the drag races down in Maryland or PA or wherever he has them, right? So we ended up missing his first one due to work and school and everything else. So we thought, all right, we're definitely gonna make it to his second call out because it was such a good turnout for the first one. Yeah.
Parker was supposed to be there with his Huracan.
Salamander was gonna be there. It was gonna be like one of the really good ones. So we're like, all right, we're definitely going no matter what. Now this is down in Maryland, so it's like what? It was like five hours away.
More towards 6.
I think it was like 5 or 6 hours away, and we had heard from the first one that like there were lines and lines the first time, and like people were waiting forever to try to get in. So we're like, all right, we're gonna have to get there super early. So with a 5-hour trip, we're leaving, you know, at super early in the morning. You know, like 4 in the morning, something crazy. And side story, real quick. I'm gonna get into it. We're getting gas before we leave. It's like 4 in the morning, right? It's normally you're not gonna see nobody, right? So this Challenger comes pulling up.
And I'm driving my Challenger, so I'm like, oh hey, you know, another car guy driving.
It's like, oh cool, you know, like we're all, you know, maybe he's going. Who knows, you know? Yeah. So three girls. Three girls, some high boots, come hopping out.
Pencil skirts and dresses and shit.
This dude just hops out, gets gas, looks at us, doesn't say anything. They go to McDonald's or whatever. This is 4 in the morning.
This is not like.
And we just got our gas. We didn't say nothing. We just left. We'll leave that for whoever thinks that, you know, whatever.
We also were right by a couple sketchy hotels that are known for some stuff, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna say anything.
We don't know. But anyway, little side tangent there. But anyways, so we're leaving super early in the morning. Now, if you're familiar with New York, going down south, or you know, either coming up to this state, 15 is the road that most of the time that you would take. You know, people tend to go just a little bit faster out there. The road is pretty wide open.
Speed limit 70.
Yeah, speed limit 70, which, you know, coming from New York where everything's 65, it's a lot nicer.
And once you hit Pennsylvania, the speed limit's 55, but people still go 70.
Yeah, so it's just a nice road to travel. And we're traveling it super early in the morning, so there's no cars out on the road. And, you know, we're just cruising along, and that road is known for having a lot of wildlife on it as well. Now, we get out there, and right in, the first one was like, was it on the side of the road or was it in the middle?
I think the first one was on the side. It had us a little bit rattled.
I think it was just like close.
Yeah, but it was clobbered. And
so there's this giant deer, dead. It was dead. So like a lot of people think they were like alive, because a lot of times it's, you know, live deer that people were hitting on this road. It was dead in the side of the road, but it was sticking out just a little bit. So we had to like swerve just a little bit to dodge it. So it honestly woke us up for that early in the morning. It was like, all right, well, there's, you know, and it was like, it had just recently happened. Like all the blood was scattered across, so it had just recently happened. So we knew like, okay, they're, you know, the animals are moving right now.
It was fresh.
But so we go cruising along, and the second one was in the left lane,
middle of the road.
left lane, like right in the middle of the left lane. This big deer. It was not like flattened or anything. Like it was a full size, just dead deer laying right in the middle of the road. Again, blood splattered everywhere. And that one like really woke us up.
Yeah,
like we're
avoided it perfectly.
We're doing 70 or how, you know, whatever the speed limit was. We're cruising on that road to try and get down there, and if we had been in that passing lane, like there would have been no avoiding that. It was absolutely crazy. So now we're like we're really on edge, and I was in the lead. He was following me in his Challenger. I was in my Corvette,
and we got back into the left lane.
And I don't know what we were doing. We were just cruising, and now we're like real scared. We were actually going a little bit slower than the speed limit because we just really didn't, you know, want to risk anything. And sure enough, there was a third deer directly in front of my car. Now it's still pitch black outside because it's super early in the morning, and there's just out of nowhere with my headlights, they're good headlights, but you know, you just can't see forever. And I just see the start of a splatter of blood, and it just goes widening out right to this deer that's directly in front
probably
of me.
the biggest buck I've ever seen, to be honest.
It was a big deer, and it just happened so quick. I swerved right out of the way. I ended up like clipping his leg or something. I actually got blood splattered onto his windshield.
Yep, everywhere.
Yep.
Rain.
Yeah, we pulled. He ended up swerving. He saw me. He swerved just in time as well. We ended up pulling into a gas station. All the blood was all over his car. It was. I had a piece of the deer's like skin and hair on my back fender well.
Yeah.
And it was just like dried on there. It was scary.
I was so glad I just cleaned my car too.
Yeah, it was a crazy trip. Now, you know, you think like, oh, you know, you want a truck or whatever, you know, you would have just rolled right over it. You know, it's not a big deal. We didn't almost die. We're in very low sports cars, traveling at a high rate of speed. Now, hitting something, you know,
that's a dead stop for you.
Yeah, like
you're under that deer.
I've taken all the engineering courses, stuff like that. I'm not like a crazy physicist, but I could almost guarantee that there was an easy way that if I had hit that, my bumper either would have crunched in or the back of the car would have lifted up. And because he was behind me as well, if that back end had lifted up, he would have ended up, you know, there's no way he would have been able to stop.
Right yeah, we were cruising 70.
Yeah, he would have hit me right in the back, you know, I probably would have flipped me over or whatever had happened. It would have been very bad. And, you know, we're thankful that we got out of it, but, you know, we ended up making it to Street Speed's call out, and it was a great time, but
yeah, minus the fact that, you know, the Huracan wasn't there, and
man,
Salamandra didn't have any of his vehicles out there. But
Salamandra,
this ain't a diss video. Yeah. That's not a diss video.
he's gotta get his cars out here sometime. I was like really hoping to see, like, he had the 720,
just bought the 720,
right? Yeah, I wanted to see the 720.
He just bought the 720.
Didn't see that. Parker's Huracan was broke, but it was still a good time.
Thought for sure he would have used that as, you know, like a way to brag.
Right.
He was the only one who had one at that point.
And it was still a good time, but man, that was one of the scariest trips that I've ever been on.
Easily.
I've been on a lot of road trips and a lot of stuff has happened, but man, that has to be like the scariest one to date. Now, you know, every time I see, you know, anytime at night, I'm always having like flashbacks of like
every time you see a deer,
just the way like the blood splattered. It like started very skinny, and then like once the body of the deer had dragged, it like widened out.
Yeah.
And like every now and then, like at night, like I just think of that, and I think of that just blood splatter. Oh, it was terrible.
So Mike gave us PTSD too. So thank you, Mike. Yep. Never would have been driving there had it not been for you putting up with that. So thank you. Yep.
Yeah, thanks. We still go. We still went to your we still saw you at Corvette's car lot. We still went to all that, but man, like that was one of the craziest times. But you know, maybe next summer you can come up here, come up towards New York, come to Watkins Glen. We're like right near Watkins Glen.
You want to do closed road courses? Like that'd be perfect.
There's no way in hell that he's watching this.
No,
we got
a chance.
We gotta try.
Yeah,
we gotta try.
You gotta throw your hat out there.
Watkins Glen, man. I don't know, dude. You'd have to probably spend so much money to get that.
But it's beautiful up here. You got it. I mean, probably.
I mean, you already told us what you make every month. Like, we know.
Yeah.
Just call Watkins Glen. Get up here, man. I know it's like not hard for everybody to come up here, but if you had Watkins Glen, like anyone's coming up here.
It's a legendary track.
And, you know, we grew up around it, so it's like we don't think it's that like
special.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's just Watkins Glen.
But it really is.
Yeah, that's ranked. It's in video games. Like we have important races occurring on like tours. Like NASCAR's huge. But I don't know.
So get your ass up here, Mike, as soon as you can. Preferably not during winter though, because I'm sure it would be like this and no one would come.
How do you end a podcast exactly?
I don't know how you end a podcast. I've never done it.
Dude, I've never been on camera.
We're not even in a podcast.
Yeah,
so this is a drive cast.
Drive cast.
We're in a drive cast right now. I'm patenting. You patent the word? How do you do that? Trademarking a word. I'm trademarking drive cast. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, you know, any part of it or whatever, if you got a laugh out of it, if you just freaking hated it, if you are obsessed with manuals, hate his V6, think I should have bought a Z06, and you're, you know, you think that we're just stupid for even being scared of a dead deer, then, you know, dislike the video. I don't care. But leave a comment down below if you liked it or whatever. Just like, comment, subscribe, like everyone else says at the end of their videos. I still don't know what I want to say at the end of mine. But anyways, have a good day, guys. See you on the next video.
Peace. Like, I probably won't start up my own channel just because I wouldn't know what to record.
I just need to get more than 10 views on the video. You gotta yell at this motherfucker, or else nobody will hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, how loud? Like, is this good?
Like this loud.
We're
yeah.
good?
Yeah.
It's like not a natural
like a heated
volume.
conversation right now. But it's just, it's normal, and it'll sound normal on here.